Everyone has a certain view on money. Many people think that all of their problems will be solved just by earning a lot of money. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki gives us an insight on how the rich and the poor have very different perspectives on life. In today's video, I'll be giving you a summary of this insightful book that will change your personal finances for good. Robert Kiyosaki shares with us his own experience of growing up with two father figures. One is a highly educated professor, and the other an 8th grade dropout. Can you guess which is the rich dad and which is the poor dad? Make sure to stick till the end of this video to find out. There are 7 key lessons in this book that will help you turn your personal finances around. I'll guide you through them one by one. The number one lesson is that the rich don't work for money. They make their money work for them. They acquire assets that generate cash flow. This way, they don't trade their time for money. Most people, however, take a different approach in life led by two emotions, greed and fear. They get a job, earn a decent amount of money, and decide to buy themselves the newest iPhone or some new clothes. They work hard to get a promotion and go on to buy even more nice things. People easily increase their spending when they earn more money because they desire the joy they think the money can buy. But the joy that money brings is often short-lived, so there's a continuous need for more joy, more pleasure, and more nice things. And then they're stuck. They have made themselves reliant on their jobs to pay for their lifestyle and their bills. This is what Robert Kiyosaki calls the rat race. To get out of this rat race, you have to make your money work for you. But how? This starts with using your brain to think of other ways to make money. You need to train yourself to spot opportunities that others miss. Robert's rich dad made him work a regular job for very low pay when he was young, so he would get fed up with it and start thinking of other ways to make money. Soon enough, he set up a thriving bookstore in his bedroom where his friends could read comic books for a small fee. The second lesson revolves around financial literacy. The key to accumulate wealth is to have knowledge of finance. Without financial literacy, you will never get a grip on your money. Because it's not about how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. The major difference between the rich and the poor is that the rich buy assets that generate more money, while the poor acquire liabilities which they assume are assets. So you have to understand the difference between assets and liabilities. Simply put, assets put money into your pocket, and liabilities take money out of them. Most people see their homes as an asset, since it's their biggest investment. However, does your house put money into your pocket? More likely, it will take money out of your pocket because you have to pay your mortgage. True assets can be real estate, stocks, bonds, or intellectual property, for example. The third lesson is to simply mind your own business. Keep your nose out of other people's matters and focus on yourself first. The rich focus on assets rather than their income statements. Assets should be strong and should have longevity so that they will provide you with more income each month. Rich Dad also advises to acquire assets that you love, because if you don't love it, you won't take care of it. On to lesson 4, the power of corporations. Corporations are the biggest tax loopholes that are legal and are used by the rich to keep more of their money. If you earn a decent amount of money, you could consider setting up a corporation in order to keep as much money in your pocket. To get these tax advantages, you have to acquire knowledge of the law. This is part of building your financial IQ. Financial IQ can be trained in 4 areas. 1. Accounting, the understanding of numbers. 2. Investing, to make more money using the money you have. 3. Understanding markets, gaining knowledge about supply and demand. And 4. The law, to understand how to keep more of your money legally. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. Rich Dad would never fail to miss an opportunity to make money. He would always be curious and look at situations differently than others. Opportunities aren't seen from the eyes, they are seen from the mind. The mind is the greatest asset a person can have, and if put to use properly, the results are guaranteed. Once you have spotted an opportunity, you need to be bold enough to act on it. In society, there is so much emphasis on education. But often in the real world, it's not the smart who get ahead, but the bold. So take a risk and don't be afraid to fail. People who avoid failure also avoid success. Failure is part of the process. The rich enjoy the process and the failure that comes with it. They learn from it. Winners are not afraid of losing. Only losers are. Robert's rich dad also taught him that the rich don't work to earn more. They work to learn. This brings us to lesson 6. The rich don't focus on money. They focus on continuously improving themselves. Poor Dad stimulated Robert to stay in school and specialize in a subject, while Rich Dad encouraged him to know a little about a lot. Because the more specialized you become, the more trapped you will be in the rat race. The synergy of broad knowledge will improve your chances of becoming wealthy. Most people, when looking for a job, focus on the pay. But you would actually be better off choosing a profession based on the knowledge and skill it will bring you. The final lesson we should take into account from Rich Dad, Poor Dad is to overcome certain crucial obstacles. When you have followed the previous advice of Rich Dad, you could still find yourself failing at becoming wealthy. This is most likely due to one of these 5 obstacles. Firstly, fear. The fear of losing is so deeply embedded in most people that they don't even try to increase their wealth, because they are too afraid of losing money. For those people, the pain of losing money is greater than the joy of being rich. Everyone deals with fear, even the rich, but the important thing is how you handle that fear. The rich manage their fear, be it fear of failure, fear of losing, or any type of fear that holds them back from making money. Obstacle number 2, cynicism and self-doubt. Many people have great potential, but are bound by self-doubt. This doubt can often paralyze us and prevent us from achieving great success. The doubt either comes from within or from the outside, even from your family and friends. The key is to block out any doubt. 3. Laziness. We humans have a natural tendency to be lazy, since putting in as little effort as required gives us greater chances at survival. The key to avoid being lazy is to have a little greediness. Make it clear to yourself what you want in life and go get it. Rich Dad would rarely give Robert something he asked for. Instead, he would make him ask himself, how can I afford this? So, he put his brain to work. Obstacle 4. Bad habits. Our lives are a reflection of our daily habits, so you have to overcome your bad habits. A lot of people tend to have bad habits when it comes to money. They spend it way too easily on liabilities instead of assets. They also spend their money in the wrong order. Poor Dad would always pay his bills first after getting his wages. After that, there often wouldn't be much left to save. Rich Dad would make it a priority to pay himself first, by putting the money into assets and then pay his bills after. He would always pay his bills on time, but he prioritized paying himself first, so he would be forced to come up with inventive solutions if he ran short of money to pay the bills. The pressure would force him to seek other forms of income. And lastly, arrogance. You have to be humble in what you know, because you will make money with what you know, and lose money because of what you don't know. So when you lack certain knowledge, be humble and educate yourself in that field, or else find an expert advisor that does the thinking for you. There you have it, everyone. These are the main lessons and principles Robert Kiyosaki learned from growing up with a rich dad and a poor dad. And would you believe that the rich dad was the one to drop out of school, and poor dad was in fact the highly educated professor? Remember, it's not about how much money you make, but how much you can keep. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit that bell icon to stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next one.